When did quietly ignoring an order turn out to be the most right thing you ever did? 10 months ago, I signed away my nursing license at a review board hearing for something I never did. 2 weeks ago, I used every bit of what that license taught me anyway, knowing full well it could bury any chance of getting it back. Some background. Last year, a resident at the long-term care facility where I worked died after a medication error on an overnight shift. 2 nurses had signed off on that med pass, me and a charge nurse who'd been there 14 years. She said the entry was mine. I knew it wasn't. She had seniority and a spotless file. I'd been there 2 years. You can guess how the inquiry landed. The board suspended me pending the full investigation, and the terms were harsh and exact. No practicing, no presenting myself as a nurse, no medical care beyond what any random bystander could legally do. My rep spelled it out. If you so much as check someone's pulse in public and it gets reported, you're finished for good. Be a civilian. Be invisible. So I became invisible. I took a job doing inventory at a home goods warehouse. I packed away every scrub top and lanyard. When my son, Eli, he's 7, split his chin open on the sidewalk and a neighbor yelled, "Does anyone have medical training?" I stood there with my hands jammed in my pockets and let a yoga instructor press a napkin to it. I drove home so tense my jaw ached. My wife found me sitting in the dark car in the driveway, and I told her the truth. The suspension hadn't just taken my paycheck. It took the one thing I knew all the way down that I was good at. Then came the Sunday at my cousin's backyard cookout. First real heat of the summer, maybe 25 people, kids everywhere. I was at a picnic table half watching Eli chase a ball when I heard the chairs scrape and the shouting start. My uncle Ron, 68, had gone down at the grill. By the time I got there, he was gray, slumped against the deck rail, not really breathing. This awful occasional gasping that isn't breathing at all. A cousin was shaking him, saying his name. Another had a phone out, and I heard the words that iced my spine. The dispatcher was saying the nearest ambulance was 12 to 15 minutes out because 2 were already on calls. 15 minutes. A heart in that rhythm does not have 15 minutes. I'll be honest about what went through my head because it wasn't heroic. My first thought was the letter from the board. Any clinical intervention will be treated as practicing under suspension. I thought about my hearing, set for August. I thought about our rent. I actually hesitated. Then Eli was at my elbow, small and scared, asking, "Dad, why is everybody just standing there?" There are a handful of seconds I'll remember when I die, and those are some of them. I dropped down next to my uncle, told my cousin, "Get on the ground across from me. You're going to help me count." Checked him, tilted his head, and started compressions on his chest. Hard, fast, the count out loud so the cousin on the phone could relay it to the dispatcher. My aunt was screaming behind me and someone had her, and I just kept going, calling for anyone to find out if the clubhouse up the road had one of those wall-mounted defibrillators. A teenager sprinted off and came back with it, and I talked the shaking cousin through the pads while I kept pumping, and we let the machine read him, and it advised a shock and we delivered it, and I went back to compressions. 2 rounds later, my uncle's chest heaved and he pulled in a real ragged breath of his own. If you've never watched color come back into someone you'd already started grieving, I hope you never need to. The medics took him to county and got him stented that night. He's home now. Several people at that cookout had it all on video, and word travels. A couple of them knew my situation. Within a day, it was reported to the board in writing. Practicing under suspension, witnessed, documented. My rep went quiet on the phone for a long moment, then said, "Well, if you had to do it, that's the way." My hearing was in August. I'd written out a statement but barely used it because my uncle had asked to speak. He stood in that gray conference room, still moving carefully from the stent, and told 5 board members he was alive because a suspended nurse decided his 15 minutes mattered more than her own license. Then the teenager who ran for the defibrillator testified. And then, the part I still turn over in my head, the facility's own compliance audit finally came back that same month. The med error traced to a barcode override done under the charge nurse's credentials. Backdated, not mine. Full reinstatement. Record cleared. I worked my first shift back last week. Eli slipped a drawing into my bag. Me, a grill, a stick figure lying down, and above it in wobbly letters, "My mom brings people back." Yeah, kid, that